This is pretty funny. People keep saying Boogie leaked something. Boogie leaked something. Boogie. First of all, I don't even know what Boogie said because I didn't even know about any of this at all. And then people come to my chat and start saying Boogie leaked something. Boogie leaked something. Okay, what did Boogie say? Someone's tell me what Boogie said so we can just talk about it now and get out of the way because I don't even know what you're talking about. It's been like 2 days people keep mentioning this. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. What did Boogie say? Let's hear what Boogie said. Ooh, did Boogie have a boogie? What did Boogie say? You're working on a podcast behind the scenes similar to Keem's idea. Boogie and Wings and I have been talking behind the scenes. I say behind the scenes. It's not really behind the scenes. Behind the scenes of what? Our public streams? Why would we talk publicly about it? That sounds weird, like we're sneaking it. There's no sneak talk here. I already told you guys I would absolutely work with those guys. I already spoken with them way early this year, back in like January, February, about possibly having them on DSP Reacts for interviews and the like. They were actually some of the people I was speaking with about possibly doing that. All that's happened is that we've had further discussion about actually doing a podcast together. Nothing has happened at all. Zero. We have not even literally sat down and had a discussion yet. It's just a DM here, an email here. I think what's happening is they're busy because they're going to have their fight soon, right? Within a week or two. I don't even know when it is because I'm not paying attention to it. And I guess when they're done with that, then we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about this podcast. He said you cost him and Wings $50K. That's ridiculous. Here's, again, I'm going to say this again. I will say this publicly again, and I will say this to their face because I think they know this inside. If there was going to be a show with me, Wings, and Boogie, and I decided I don't want to do it, and there was an offer was $50K, each of us was going to make $50K. By the way, I was never offered that. I never had that discussion with anyone. It never happened. I never talked to Keemstar like that. It never happened. It's a phantom offer that never existed, okay? But let's say hypothetically this was going to happen, okay? I say I don't want to do it. So why didn't the show go ahead with Boogie and Wings? Who's the determining factor of the show actually happening? So, in reality, what's the linchpin of the whole fucking thing? Do you see? If there was an offer made to them and not to me for $50K each, correct? Because apparently that's what happened, because I didn't get offered $50K or anything like that. That never happened. All right? And if I don't want to do it, isn't that a fucking humongous, insulting slap in both of their faces to say, sorry guys, you guys aren't worth it. Only if Phil signs on is this show happening because he's the linchpin of getting the show happening with the $50K offer here. You guys just aren't good enough to do the show yourselves. I think that's fucked up. I really feel that. I feel that's completely, utterly, 100% fucked up. That if you want to do a show and you think that these guys are good enough to be on a show, just do the show with them. If there's a third party you literally didn't speak to and does no intention of doing the show with you, why am I the linchpin of the show? That doesn't make any sense at all. That tells me, apparently, I'm the most important part of the show, which is fucked up, because I wasn't the one who didn't even talk to anyone about it. You understand? I'm the thing determining the future of the show, but I haven't even spoken to Keem about it. Like, how does any of this make any sense whatsoever, right? Absolutely nothing. It makes no sense at all. It's bullshit. It sounds to me like it never existed, or if it did exist, they knew that, Keem knew that I was going to be the one that was going to make the show coherent and together. I'm sorry, but why else would I be the determining factor? Just have the show with those guys. Or Keem with those guys, right? Why not? I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. And by the way, yes, the DMs that I got from Keem literally said, I want you to host a show. That's what his DM had said on Twitter. He wanted me to host the show, which is why when I said I didn't want to do it, that was the end of it. I think it's kind of fucked up. Honestly, why hinge all of that on one person, the person who literally isn't involved yet? He had talked to Wings and to Boogie before me. Yet I was supposed to be involved and the host of this thing. Like, okay, dude, whatever you say. So, anyway, it's bullshit. It's never going to happen. It's water under the bridge because it's never was going to happen regardless. I wasn't going to work with Keem anyway. I don't like the guy. So it's bullshit. And, they can be sour grapes about it as much as they want. It doesn't mean that I didn't have the right to deny to work with Keemstar. I have the right to work with whoever I want and who I don't want to work with. I don't have a problem working with Boogie or Wings. In fact, I actually think sitting down and having meaningful conversations with them about life, about games, about hobbies, about anything going on, current events, could be really fun and neat and would actually be a really interesting show. I genuinely believe that. So why the fuck did Keem have to be involved anyway, right? I don't want someone like him personally benefiting off of the efforts of others when he really isn't going to do anything. Literally won't do it. Won't add a thing to it. You know, oh, I have connections. You fucking connections. You fucking connect to what? Connect the dots. Connect 4. You don't have any fucking connections, you fucking idiot. Guys, again, such an overinflated. You talk about me, I have an ego. You want to talk about a person with a fucking ego. It's spelled Keem. Has nothing. Absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah. Whatever. Again, they have the right to be upset if they feel like I cost them money. They definitely have that right to be upset that they wanted the money, but understand that I'm not the reason they didn't get the money. Keem is. Because Keem literally could have said, well, let's go ahead without him and do a fun show. But he feels like they needed me. That says something. I would be insulted. I literally would be fucking insulted if I were one of them to be told, I want to do a show, but one person who I didn't even speak to about it, doesn't want to do it. But so now the show's completely off. What? What about them? They can't do it? It's fucked up. Oh well. But, like I said, we literally have not had a conversation yet together. There's been a couple emails. Jesus Christ. There's going to have been a couple DMs. And the last that I heard, we're not sitting down to talk about anything until they're done with their fight. And then they want to meet and talk and, you know, whatever, which I'm down for, to have a conversation with them about, you know, the scope and what they want to do or anything like that. But I wasn't going to, I certainly wasn't going to, you know, talk about it until they decided to. I don't see the point anyway. I literally, am I excited about doing something like that? Sure I am. Is it make or break me if I do it or don't? Nope. You know, it doesn't at all. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe something good will happen. Maybe nothing will happen. And it doesn't really matter, in my opinion. It would be exciting if something happened. Something different, interesting, a crossover opportunity, perhaps. Right? But let's see, you know. As a band, the band doesn't work if the members aren't involved. But again, I understand what you're saying. But imagine you're a drummer, and there's a guitarist and a vocalist. Okay? But no one ever tells you that you need to be the drummer of a band, and then all of a sudden you're the reason a band didn't get together. But I didn't get an offer. Like, what are you talking about? Well, you know what I'm saying? It's what I mean. Like, what? It never existed. There was not. Phil, Boogie, and Wings sat down in a room with Keemstar, talked about a show, had a conversation, had contracts out, negotiated. You know, this never happened. Literally, the conversation never even fucking happened. It's nonsense. It's bullshit. It's insanely unprofessional nonsense. Like, what is going on? Nothing. Nothing ever happened. You want to know what happened? Keemstar screamed on his fucking Twitter and expected the world to bend over for him. That's not how the world works. He's learning that now, I think. I think he's finally understanding. I don't care about him, and I'm not ever going to do anything with him. I'm never going to answer him. I'm never going to talk with him. I think he gets it now. I think finally. That's why he's trying to now say dumb, insulting things on his Twitter. But, like, he knows he fucked himself with the way that he behaved, and he knows I don't fucking waste time on that shit. So, if he doesn't know, how could he not know? How many times have I said it? How many times have I said, I'm done, I'm not working with that man ever on anything, in anything. Like, literally, never will I ever speak directly to him ever again. He had his one conversation with me he will ever have on the Side Scrollers podcast. That's it. I will never speak to the man ever again. If he comes into my chat, it's a permanent ban. If he tries to contact me, I ignore it and I block. I want nothing to do with him. Zero. Literally zero interaction. If I go on this podcast, if we do a podcast together, me, Boogie, and Wings, I will never be on the show if he shows up. I will tell them I abstained from that episode. I want nothing to do with this man. I'm done with him. There you go. Now, can we begin? Shall we begin tonight? I think we've derailed enough. But now I've said my piece. I don't want to talk about it anymore either. Like I said, we're supposed to, again, supposedly there will be further conversation about the possibility of a show or something between me, Boogie, and Wings after their fight, whenever it gets arranged. All right, I'm basically just sitting and waiting. I'm, you know, My attitude is business as usual with me until I hear anything otherwise or better. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. All right.